I got a big problem, a very big problem. This 360 gallon aquarium that's 8 feet long, 3 feet deep, and 2 feet tall is sitting way out of level. Because of that, it looks really ugly. It's not really hurting anything, it's more of an aesthetic thing, but it just looks really bad. And I want to take care of that once and for all. How in the world, with it just being Lisa and I, are we going to level a tank that weighs about 1,400 pounds when you include the stand and the tank? Well, I have an idea. It's risky, but I'm going to give it a shot. Wish me luck. All right, here's the deal. When we moved all our tanks down here to North Carolina, I put a level on everything and I thought we were good. Well, I was wrong. To make myself feel better, I say it was level, but through time it settled and everything went out of whack. Either way, it's not level, it looks terrible, and it's time to do something about it. The challenge is how to do it. The tank weighs over a half a ton, and my broke back can't lift it.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
So I came up with what I think is a genius way to lift this thing, but of course I gotta drain it first. I want to get everything out, so that meant I needed somewhere to hold the fish. A 150 gallon stock tank is way overkill, but hey, if you're gonna do it right.
Shitter was full!
I bought a cheap but big net to move the 3 grumpy Oscars, 3 bikers, and a 24-inch pleco. And the only one that gave me any problems was the pleco, and that's because he got stuck in the net. Both times. When I put him in the stock tank and when I put him back in the tank. With the fish secure and the water out, it's time to just lift it up, right? Well, I called Alan Richson, the guy that plays Jack Reacher, but he didn't answer. So I asked my dog Reacher, and well, she was really no help either. So I had to figure out a way to do it myself. Here's the issue. It's not a matter of just using leverage with something like a pry bar, because I don't think there's such thing as a pry bar that can lift 1,400 pounds, plus there's nowhere to put it. So I needed to employ something much stronger. A bottle jack. Bottle jacks are used for lifting big trucks off the ground or even lifting houses, so they're plenty strong. Mine is capable of lifting 20 tons, but there's still an issue. I need to put the bottle jack under the top frame of the stand in order for this to work. Well, how am I supposed to do that when the bottom of the frame is in the way? Well, this is where I think I became a genius. I cut up a 6x6 and built a bridge to go through the stand. Then I can just place the bottle jack on top and lift it up, right? No problem. Except for the fact that if I put the jack on the front trim and lifted that, there's a chance the stand and tank could twist and blow this whole thing up. The simple solution is to bite the bullet, pay the money, and buy a second bottle jack. One for the front and one for the back. With the help of Lisa, we can lift the front and back simultaneously and get this thing over with. So that's exactly what I did. And trust me, I live in a house that's almost 200 years old. I can find plenty of projects to use 2 bottle jacks on. It's not going to be a waste of money. Once my bridge was built and I got everything in place, including the jacks, I grabbed Lisa and we slowly started raising this thing up. And I got to tell you, there aren't many things that have made me more nervous than this. There's so many things that could go wrong, but they didn't. In fact, it couldn't have been easier. I spent over 2 hours draining the tank, moving the fish, building the bridge, and getting everything set up for a procedure that took less than a minute to complete. When everything was jacked up, I used several different types of shims to fill the gap between the stand and the floor. I used pieces of pressure-treated 4x4s, composite shims, and even some good old-fashioned cedar shims. I basically put shims every 12 inches just to be safe. 220, 221, whatever it takes.
Well, you sound like a pretty handy guy.
So what kept me up at night thinking it was going to be the hardest thing I've ever done turned out to be a super simple, basically stress-free project. All that was left was to fill it back up, get the fish in, and I'd be done. But this is a 360 gallon, so that takes a while. Since I knew this was going to be a long process, I decided to take advantage of the extra time to unbox and install the new background I got for this tank from Aqua Decor. I gotta tell you, this thing is absolutely incredible and completely transformed the look of this tank. I'm going to be doing a completely separate video about this background, so be on the lookout for that real soon. With the tank full and everything up and running, I added the appropriate amount of Fritz Complete to dechlorinate the water and an entire 32-ounce bottle of Fritzheim 7, both of which were acquired at keepfishkeeping.com. I happen to be good personal friends with the owners of that company, so I got a really good deal. I actually let the tank sit for a couple hours and ran and got my truck inspected, and when I came back, I put the fish back in, and ladies and gentlemen, this problem was a problem no more. Do you have those little things in your life that just gnaw at you and drive you crazy? They're not really hurting anything. They're just bug the heck out of you until you finally take care of them. Well, this was one of those things for me. It showed up in almost every video, podcast, and live stream I do, and it just made me feel like an idiot. I can imagine you watching my videos thinking, does this poor guy not know how bad that looks? Well, all I have to say is this. I'm glad it's over. Now it's time to go and do the 643 other things on my list. Check out keepfishkeeping.com. Bye!